Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Get Corporate Ready. In this video, we'll be focusing on a resignation template, right? How to put together a great resignation template. Now, if you have not seen my previous video, which speaks about the 5 key ways of how to go about resigning from your company, please go back to that. Make sure that you've watched that as well, because that takes you through the key steps of how to resign. In this video, like I said, we're just going to be focusing on the template, what's important to be mindful of in the template, and how to go about setting it out. Once again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Buhlali Baile, and I use this platform to share tips and tricks on how you can be corporate ready. Now, this video in particular speaks to those of you that are already in business, that are looking to resign from your current roles, whether you're moving to another company or whether you're deciding to maybe just start up a new venture, whatever your reasons are. This is how you would put together a professional resignation letter for your corporate role. Now, the first thing that's important, it's always important as you put together a template to make sure that you address it to the person that you have been working with, right? So make sure that you're keeping it personal. Don't just address it to whom it may concern, right? Address it to the person that you're reporting to. Your manager is the person that you need to be addressing your resignation letter to. Once you've addressed it to your manager, and as you start your paragraph, always important to start with what the intention of the letter actually is, right? So you almost want to start by saying the intention of this letter is to formally resign in my role as a business analyst, as a project administrator, whatever your role actually is, right? So you almost want to highlight from the get-go what the intention of the letter is, and the intention of the letter is for you to resign, right? So make sure that you are stipulating the intention of the letter, but make sure that you are making it formal by saying resigning from my role as whatever your role is, right? Then as you go into it in your first paragraph, important for you to start off on the positive. So think of 2 to 3 things that you've enjoyed about where you've worked, that you've loved about what you've learned, and you make sure that you then articulate that in your first paragraph. Even if, guys, you haven't enjoyed anything about where you've worked, right? Think about 1 or 2 skills that you've maybe learned in the time that you've been there and speak about that. The third thing you need to be mindful of as you then continue with the letter is that now you're going to stipulate why it is you're resigning, right? So in this, you don't need to be too blunt, right? You don't need to kind of call out people you haven't liked working with. You don't have to trash the company or say negative things about the company, but really focus it on what are the key things for you that are making you excited about your new venture. So in this paragraph, you almost want to focus on my reasons for resigning from this role is really that I'm looking to grow my career, I'm looking to challenge myself, I'm looking to start something different, I'm looking to pivot from my current role into a very different avenue, and I've been given a fantastic opportunity to be able to do that, right? So you almost just want to talk high level. What is the reason that you're leaving? What are you leaving for? Is it more challenge? Is it more opportunity? Is it international exposure? Whatever the reasons are, you then start putting it together in a way that then at least lets them know that this is the reason this person is leaving this particular role. The fourth thing that's important for you guys to be mindful of as you put together your resignation letter, important for you to stipulate your last working day, right? So once you already know what your notice period needs to be, what your last working day will be at the company, making sure that it's in time for your new starting date at the new company, make sure that you stipulate it in your resignation letter. Now, the importance about doing this is that it gives the employer an opportunity to understand how much longer they have with you, but also in that time, it allows them to know that they've got 4 weeks to try and find a replacement for you. And even if they don't find it in that time, they know that that's the time they've got to work with, right? So always important for you to state the last date that you'll be working at that particular company, because it helps the employer as well as they need to plan for your replacement. And lastly, always try and make sure that you are sincere in your closing, right? Make sure that the way that you ended really closes it off in a very sincere manner, professional manner. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Please let me know if there's anything that I can assist with in my time before I leave the company, right? So make sure that it's sincere, make sure you come across helpful so that you are really showing them that in this transition period, I'm going to try and make it a smooth process as possible, right? I'm going to try and make sure that I've done my part. Please reach out to me and let me know if there's anything else that you want me to be doing. It's important to close it off in that way so that they also feel that you will not make it a really hard process for them as well, but that you'll also play ball when it comes to resigning. An overarching tip for me is that once you've handed in your resignation letter, it's not time to then just check out, guys. You don't just now decide, well, I've resigned, so I'm just really just going to kind of drag my feet over the next month and I'm doing my notice period because I'm leaving anyway. I don't care. Like, if they're not happy with me, then I can even leave earlier. Don't have that kind of attitude, right? Make sure that in the way that if you've worked hard and you've done really great work in the time you've been there, do that in your notice period as well. Make sure that you are leaving your company in a way that really resembles your professionalism and really speaks well about you and speaks well just about your character as a person, right? So make sure that you're helpful in that time. Make sure you're getting as much of the work and stuff organized before you resign, and make sure that you are lending a helpful hand to your manager in making that transition a lot more seamless for you and your team members. So guys, I really hope that that was helpful. Looking forward to hearing your comments and really answering some of your questions around the resignation process. I know a lot of you come from different environments and may be experiencing things differently, but hit me up and I'll make sure to respond to the questions that you have in relation to the resignation process.